Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, one of the senior traders, will say, at TradeView Markets. It is March 21st. I apologize a bit about being a little late. I have been in front of the computer. I'll probably register the trades of why I'm a touch tardy. It is Monday. It's the Monday after quad witching, and it was evidence. If you're going through the my Monday morning data, which is probably the most that I give out during the week. It's probably the most important. And I wanted to also stress something else, a couple of things. I have to be redundant a little bit as we get more viewers to I keep repeating myself in terms of maybe a little bit of the process, although that doesn't get old, about some of the instructions, if you will, to follow the TradeGATEHub YouTube channel. Gerard asked me a question this morning about something with volume about the Chinese stocks, which I'm going to go over because I remember who's in the room early or first, if you will. And those, I have a good memory, and it's one of the qualifications to be a decent trader, if you will. So to all the guys, Mo and Gerard and all the other, I remember who you are, and thanks for being here so early. And that's why I'm going to address it. So, like I said, I don't want to, I really want to, it's like when I was, I played sports as a kid, you know what I mean? Who wanted to really practice, especially the younger you are, you know what I mean? You just wanted to get in the game and get in there. So like I say all the time, athletes practice let's say 6 hours a day, 5 hours a week, 5 days a week, at most 30 to 40 hours. And that's only what they have on their campus. If we forget about their lifestyle, all to play maybe a 1 hour football game at the best. So it's important. They do it for a reason. And actually, the higher level you are, the more it plays into effect. Because you know what? You don't want to give back what you learned. You know what I mean? That's why I always post these videos in the morning about what happened on the previous day, what's going on in the morning. Because if you follow this process day by day, which you should, it's only one of the ways you're going to make money, if not the only way. It's like I wanted to keep rolling over, and it's always a never-ending story, if you will. And it's not one of these never-ending stories that's meant to suffocate you. It's just what we do. There's a guy, I'm looking at the guy down the road right there. He's holding a stop sign and a flag in an orange jumpsuit, probably getting 20 an hour. It's very admirable, and I applaud him. But you got to look at the big picture overall. You know what I mean? You got to take it what it is. So I mean it too. Don't learn these lessons the hard way when you have to regroup, or get a very rich wife. That helps either way. So those are the two theories. All right, so let's part into TradeView Markets. Let's go to TradeGATEHub. Like I said, I go in the same way everybody else. It's that easy of a process. Let me see if I have any messages here. Things are flying all over the place. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Coach. Okay. Gerard, a very nice compliment he paid us, and Coach and I, by the way, as well. Coach is the one that gets hyped. Look at the guy he has this week coming on. Guy's got whatever, 10,000 followers. Helene Meisler, for everybody that does follow us, even before we were lucky to have her on twice, I always posted her data. And this woman has over 6 figures with followers and everything. Market's making a nice bounce. All right, so this is let me go into my room so it doesn't get colluded with me making me doing anything else. All right, so this is the process on Monday morning. And by the way, when Gerard asked me a question about how do I come to my process, I implore everybody, before, what I'm doing now is real time. And if you're on right now, great. But I guess the meat of these videos, after I say something 5 minutes later, it might be redundant. It could be redundant. But please, right here, go to our YouTube channel, the top right. It does a bunch of things going back all the way. I don't want to get into punching it up now. Do it on your own time, please. But this is multiple of things. It's our credibility. It's our track record on video. And you could even look at my P&L account as it goes up and up. And by the way, giddy up. It looks okay now, BTU. All right. So, it's a process. And before I stop, I'm going to stop pontificating, get off the proverbial soapbox. But you know what? I always say that I'm not going to really apologize because this is part of what we do and what got us here. I'm not here there's a lot going on here. And believe me, I'd like to get into everything that goes on right now. I have things moving all over the place. But you know what? This is more important on a day-to-day basis. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So actually, I'm going to X out my quotes back here, not to get distracted. All right. So here we go here. Okay, it's a process. And like I say, I consider us a medical school. I'm not saying with Johns Hopkins, I'm not saying with the University of Albany, but one of the things I say all the time, I don't necessarily have a better system. I have an intricate system. I'm not shy. I'll trade anything on the board, but I might just trade it better. So all these things that I feed you are really intraday. They could be swing trades. I even post overall macro views. Coach is an expert on commodities, and actually he's the smarter one about why things are moving. I just maybe point out that something may move. So I want to get into the execution as well. So it's most important till we do this. And I am going to stop pontificating. I'm going to stop going off on tangents. This is the data we post. All right. So this is the sentiment we came in. They front ran it right into OPEX. NASDAQ crude sentiment, credit default swaps. It should be no secret now. And if it's not, look it up. But that's what's really driving the market for the previous, whatever it was, month to 3 months, it was all this gamma and option plays. But as the, as the retail option trader or retail, player, if you will, dissipated, now it's really the option moves are actually a little bit truer, if you will, because the big fish are the really ones remaining in the pool. As I say all the time, the big money is where the option play is. The larger the option contract, the larger, the more credibility it has. The BOA Bank of America indicator, it's still extremely near bearish. Now, I don't know if they're still waiting to buy commodities or oil. It looks like they're doing that now to a tick. But it's, I have some more notes. By the way, this is all the notes that I took over the weekend. A couple of pages of notes, and I'm going to go over them afterwards. And that's just some of the homework I do with charts and everything. It might be antiquated, but it works. And like again, I'm not going to apologize. And one of the major things that I wrote about right now is maybe in some of the European markets, if you will, but I personally didn't believe we got the market capitulation we needed going forward. And that's because of the credit default swaps that are still going on. Do me a favor, though. Look at that. Google it. Look it up at your own time. Google credit default swaps time. Go to the past week or the past month, and you're going to get relevant information about what's going on there. Educate yourself with that. I'm just learning about it again, too. Somehow I passed the Series 7, knowing credit default swaps, but, now it's coming back a little bit. But you got to know why things are moving, because when it comes time to execute, you just can't be thrown in. A plan is derived upon what's going on. We're right or wrong. So I'll keep moving on. Bank of, it's still on a buy signal, the BOA indicator. Upgrades, downgrades, any self-explanatory. Nickel, of course, that's what's going on. Daily velocity scan, take 10 minutes of your time, 5 minutes of your time. What's the number one stock here? MARPS. Okay, so this is coming in today. MARPS. If you can say, I hope everybody can see this. MARPS. Just to give an example. I have no idea what MARPS is today. So let's go to my main page right here. I am long some SC, if you can see. Hold on. My chart. What is that? MARPS? I've never traded that one before. I think I traded. All right, MARPS today. It's at the $1.20. And that was on my daily velocity scan. Why? It said volume. Let's look at number 2. Take my word for it. LXU. Well, it's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? You leave runners. You buy LXU in the breakout and you leave a runner at 20 and you put a stop in for 50%. You let it go. So you know what? This is why I post these. Take a couple of minutes and go over the charts. And you know what? You're not going to need my daily scan. As you have your universe, you're going to see what's working and what's not. It'll be automatic. I'm telling you. Yesterday's movers with large range and volume. This is we say with the medical school, this right here, this is the cadaver. This right here is the body you're going to be working on. Whether you choose a podiatrist, a brain surgeon, or what do they call this guy? The skin doctor. It's all right there. Everything is there. Healthcare, Chinese stocks right here. Uranium, UEC, JNK, which by the way is credit default swaps. Look, JNK. That's another term for money, if you will. JNK. By the way, that's why the market bounced. The same way with what's the other one? Jesus Christ. G something. Oh, HYG. Jesus, I'm sorry. HYG. Same thing. It's a mirror image. If you want to follow credit default swaps, and you should, and if you're not, I'm going to give you a mulligan. It's HYG and GNK. Let me go back to the screen. So you don't have to wait for me to post every morning about what's going on. All right, the pace of hedge funds. Listen, read these on your own time again. Market movers, the plan today. Pardon. Macro view. Okay, BOV, hedge fund exposure. That's positive or bullish, no way you look at it. If the hedge funds are getting short, listen, just correlate it here. Every time it's down, 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 market rallies. Every time it's down, down, market. On the converse, every time the hedge funds are all in, the market dips. Well, believe me, you have to stretch it out a little bit. I post it for a reason. Sector sentiment, world markets, total put calls because of OPEX and the gamma wipeout, the huge 4-day rally. The market had 1% rallies in a row. So the gamma put calls got wiped out. So now it's getting to stock selection. Goldman indicator, they're not even believers yet. They're lightly positioned, but yet again, it's still yet to be determined if they're going to go into commodities. Crude and oil sentiment cooling off. Now crude is having a big day today, so it's probably a little overbought. So it's a Monday afternoon. So maybe I have some shorts. I have a couple, go right here. I shorted a little for a fade in a trade. Doesn't mean that I'm picking the top on Oxy or COP. Plan that helped the rally to text. It was a buyout. That was a good buyout on these cloud stocks. And if you ever had it, and I wanted to know, excuse me, or said, this is good for cloud stocks, Mike, what's good for cloud stocks, or Mike V, go to barchart.com. It's a free site. I post it all the time. Go to, what was the stock? A Plan. I thought it was Path. I almost had a heart attack. Plan, an Plan got taken out. Okay. All we do, go look at competitors. So this is who else is with Plan in internet software. You can go even a step further and go prepackaged software. That's what it says. Don't kill the messenger. But let's see the positive pin act. Come on, man. Survey, not interested. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Competitors for Plan. Let's go for percent change today. Let's see the positive action. I'm too fast. Okay, Plan. Trust me. Go to this. It'll tell you all the other ones in the group. Go to bar chart, the free site. Let me get out of here. It's killing me. All right, let's go to some of Helene's. GLD, there's the chart right there. Okay, XME came in a little. Maybe it's maybe I'm not going to say anything. I haven't. You know what? When I looked at the charts, I memorized the charts, but the stocks are obviously dynamic as they move day by day. So I didn't look at the rest of them. But that's the XME, XLE, the oils, HYG. That's credit. Equity put call. We're saying everything that Helene says. Top performing industries. I'm going to say this for everybody that loves trading the technology stocks. These are the one. Hold on. These are the ones right here. These are the new leaders. CF up set 4. Deere up 7. Cliff X. CCJ uranium. Look at CCJ. Hold on. CCJ. Okay. Now let's go to what we do at TradeGATEHub. And I'm not in it, so I'm not patting myself in the back. But let's go last week, all the top movers are uranium. I said something big about uranium. I'm just not a uranium player. You know what I mean? But they moved. And listen, you don't have to split the atom to know what CCJ is moving, these uranium plays. But I want to maybe go back to the video and point it out. At which hour of the morning the volume increase? I'll get in that in a second, Lewis. Good question. And I want to also get it back to Gerard's. So let me go back to TradeGATEHub. I finished the routine. We'll get back to what's going on today. And we're basically there. Another one. This PDD had earnings today. Now, my point is we talked all last week about how stocks were acting well, better into bad news. So this PDD came out with numbers. It's no surprise it's one of the Chinese stocks that were 50% in 3 days. So let's see how PDD is also a very, it's one of the better Chinese stocks, if you will. So not only is it a gauge for maybe if the Chinese stocks are finding the floor again today a little bit, and there are a lot of Chinese stocks having earnings, so beware, including Lewis's KC. So it's very important to see how PDD closes. There was the plan, and I want to get back into something else, a couple of things on my notes, and getting back to what I posted this morning and all this type of data. All right. when the market moves 3% has 3% moves to the upside and the downside one week, it had the previous week, and it has 1% moves in one day. That says to me that nobody really knows what's going on, or else CF wouldn't make an $8. Alcoa, if I will, hold on. Alcoa is up 9. There's my Alcoa right here, my commodity screen. Alcoa is up 9. So, and why is Alcoa up 9? Is because that's an anomaly. It makes a move like that. There's the chart. No one thought it was going to go like that. If Alcoa was going, I mean, it was a buy right through the break, but I want to point to nobody really has an idea. Most of these things that I post, these sentiment indicators or any type of levels are all irrelevant until these credit swaps even out, because that's what's driving the market right now. You don't have to take a lot of overnight risks. Stocks are making a lot of nice moves and even reversing to this day. The main ingredients for last week's move, in my opinion, was them front running the short into the gamma, into that quad option expiration coming into Friday. It is holding nicely though right now. I am quite surprised considering that we're in overbought levels. I don't think, selling for taxes, we have to look into that. This is the middle of March, and let's look for everybody after this some of these stocks, but people have been waiting for 3 months. For example, something like even like an Upstart or an AMD, market's going higher here. Look for a little bit of tax selling to pay for taxes here. I'm not going to say it's the major driver, but on the antithesis, coming into the end of March, January, February, the end of the quarter, there's going to be a markup, and they're going to be window dressing, if you will. So that rotation will be more prevalent. Let's see if some people take profits into oils and just say, I'm bullish on oil for the rest of the year. I don't care if I get in the end of March or the beginning of December, but this is the end of March coming up. So I want to get into one last thing until today. I'm going a little bit, I actually did come in late. Gerard, I'll be sharing on TGH. Gerard had a question this morning. Okay. Mike, thank you for the videos. Okay, I am successful. Thank you. My strategy for buying a stock, you're going to have to go again to the videos again, G. But how important is volume and the SMAs? To me, it's one of the top two out of 3 things. I always say price, volume, and good action. That means of how it relates to the market. The moving averages, first of all, I always say go to my Twitter feed for a second. I got to cross out the screen as the markets are ripping. And let me show you this. I say follow my Twitter feed for a reason. Here's my Twitter feed. And this is who I follow. For example, Sunrise Trader is a very, very good trader. And listen, he's not alone. I mean, the guy's got 100,000 and a lot of sharp people. Listen, he says followed by Ressi Knows. So all the people that he follows, I follow. Everybody that I follow, he follows him as well. It doesn't mean he's the judge and the jury, but going to charts, for example, let's look at this. Let's post the charts he picks. He uses this is a bad example. He uses hold on, the 10-day, the 20-day, and the 200-day. Let's go to another example. My charts that I post on the macro level. This is one right here. 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day. Okay, so that's what some of them he uses. Well, how about this? The macro charts here. You could take a cue here. Where is it? Oh, it was in this one. I'm sorry. Just copy them. Right here. The 10-day, the 21-day, and the 50-day. And I do the same. So, I mean, those are the ones that you want to follow through. And how important is volume? You know what? I kind of wanted to get into a little more, G, because to answer your question about also say thank you for the compliment. Just go over the couple of videos, please. I say the same thing in so many certain ways, but volume, good range, and price action is what I'm looking for. Certainly, if Bank of America has 50 million shares, but we might have done a secondary and moved 20 cents. It has the volume. It probably has news because the secondary, but it doesn't have any range. So, if it has a good range expansion and it has volume, that means volume usually happens a couple of days. So if I'm wrong and I take a lot of shares in this position, sleeve it's going to give me an out. I do believe this is a dilemma right now. We're going to have an interesting market battle this week between those that think this is just a bear market bounce and those that think it's a significant technical point turning. So, as I say before, you go day by day. I'll leave it at this. I am losing more sleep, and I'm saying this for example, over positioning stocks for the 2 to 4 or 5 years now than I am going for day to day. I'm not really sure right now if this is the bottom on square. You know what? It has come from 310, but it's not even 50% off the bottom yet. I like the fact that it's holding all the moving averages and something like that. I more be able to buy it on a dip than, I think it has bottomed, but if I step in and buy 2000 at 137, it might test the moving averages 140. I don't want to be down 20 points on 2000 shares. Then I'm really going to be, then I'm going to have to work at it and maneuver. So as I say, I really make it important. I'm an active trader and my active account is at the highs, as you can go day by day through my videos, and it should be. But like I say, don't be taking a lot of overnight risks. Stay to the plan on range, good stocks with volume, and be aware and have a plan and focus on what's happening on these day-to-day moves right here. And don't be a hero. These are my moves right now. Let's look. NRSN, STNE follow through. Yeah, let's look at STNE. This was down this morning. STNE has 50 million shares, went above the moving average, and today it was negative. Could have put all you wanted in the hole, 1350. Now it's 1420. What's going on here? Let me see what else is moving. Short some BT. Let's see my positions. I'll peek with you. Hopefully it's green. All right, we're green. These are my positions. BTU was short some. Why? This is BTU. Why? This is the chart on BTU. I'm doing nothing, by the way. BTU, why I decided to short it. This is it. Bailey. Enough is enough. Look at CF. I'm short some Moss, I think. Where am I short some Moss? I should have been long it. That's the hard money. But where am I short Moss now? See, I don't do these with heavy shares. So I'm short Moss from what? 66. What else? Path came back nicely. SMFL, clear. I'm short that one from up here. I'm short Moss. I'm short BTU from up here. I should cover more. So what's acting well? This is my main screen. Square. AFRM acting well. Apple holding up the market. AMD acting well. Nevada to no surprise. GFS. Riot, so reversing. Overstock, good. GLD, Newmont coming in a little bit. Newmont was 77. ACAT. This ACAT I like, guys. Not going to lie here. ACAD I like long. BROS went cliff. CF. BTU. Let's take some off because it's a contra trade. Hold on now. Giddy up. Clear. Moss. BTU. Now I'm long some. That's not good. All right. So listen, I don't want to be selfish here. Where's the level on the market? Here we are right here at 44.60. So this is the chart on ES. I have my chart here on ES and the futures. Okay. Let's go back 1 month. We're making 1 month highs. Let's go to the SPX. SPX testing the 200-day and every moving average into an impressive option expiration as we were overbought. So we're going to need some absorption, but the market's showing very, very positive news. PATH, SC, SMFL, BTU. Okay, let's go right now. What's on the big, you know what? Let me show you what else. Let's go on, my main page here. What's moving? US movers. Right now, I have several indicators. Nile, CRBP, SPPI plan, that's the buyout. Dave and Buster's, no interest. BTU, we just covered it. We just covered it well, by the way. Alcoa, has Alcoa come? Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me show you something else. This is a chart where this is a long we should have been in. CCJ, uranium. Hold on. New share. CCJ, uranium stocks. CCJ. Get out of here. The other one was what? UGA, uranium, or URA, the uranium ETF, UGA, and BTU. Alcoa. Is Alcoa pulling back a little bit? That's a macro gauge if the commodities are going to pull back. That's still strong. So my daily on Alcoa is looking like what? Well, it's still below that previous year high, which is positive for the reversal. It is at the 90 whole number. I'm not going to trade it, but Alcoa is obvious, a big daddy. We're going to have to see how that's going every year. What's going on? Apple holding in NRSN. This is the low floater of the day. Where's my chart? I think I lost it again. NRSN, low floater of the day. At news, you don't even have to know anything except this. This was one that was on my scanner early. As it broke through the triangle of the downtrend line to 250, had a ton of volume. 250 was where? Right here. So this stock had like 800% as of 10 o'clock. So all you needed was the scanner to break that buy stop at 250, and you held the winner, and you went from 260 to whatever, $7. Now let's see here. Hold on. Share screen. Was the alert page. It's better be on here. NRSN, there was that low floater. So that was on here. BBLG, MULN highs. What's at the high? LAC, Bungie, and Alcoa. So they like batteries, that LAC, that battery company. LAC, that's on the high. Good stock, LAC. So how the other batteries are doing. Let's look at QS, doing nothing. Nikola, doing nothing. Let me go back to here. Okay, what's going on with range and volume? Let me go back to this page. This is our cadaver. No disrespect. Okay, so what has range with 2% moves from the open and near the high. Okay, so Zen has 50% volume with good range and it's near the high. I'm interested. MP, we couldn't hold on. We loved it. LAC, there we go. Zoom, Alcoa, GameStop, Bungie, what's near the low? By the way, for those that say they missed it, just go back. The TradeView, the team posts this right after on the channel. So just play it and press pause. This is, if you missed it, just press pause, and this is what I'm looking at. Lewis, hi, Mike. At which hour at morning normally volume increases in the AM? Okay, let's go back to Lewis's question. Okay. It depends on the day, Lewis. On a Monday, I look for probably after 10 o'clock, 10:15. All the day traders and people that, I do, how we say all the time, they do the dip and rip or they pop them up and then sell them off. Those are for people that are just imbalancing and get them in and out. After margin calls, options actually start trading a little bit later. I would say everybody always says maybe wait the first 15 to 30 minutes. It's a two-part answer with that. The bottom line is just like I showed you that NRSN that had 800% volume as of 9:35. You asked me at what time. It's either at 9:35 is most important because if something's blowing up within 5 minutes, you got to watch it, or wait till everything shakes out and then it starts to get decent volume throughout the late morning. It probably the bigger the stock, like an Apple or a Microsoft. If there's tremendous amount of volume, like I said, at 9:30, you're in. If not, it's going to take maybe till 10:15 for everything to even out, if you will. So any other questions? Do I have anything? Mo? Anything? Let's look at the wise guys are doing right here. Okay. sell signal. So we're probably going to take some off here. The market's extended. CCJ bullish. There's no, I didn't know that was going to be posted, but that's hot. That's uranium. AMC, LAC. There you go. AEO bearish. They're bearish on retail. Put seller. They're selling puts. That means they're bullish on AA. PayPal, Shell, Oxy, Nevada, weeklies, overstock bullish. We're in that party. So bottom line is I'll post what's going up later today and I'll leave everybody there. So at 11:38 at Eastern, I got on a little bit later. I'll take all questions when I get back from lunch. Have a plan. I'll go over everything here. Thanks for your time and trade well. Cheers.